Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now when you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand everything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
Alrighty. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Evan Aldo here. Shout out to NBF Forum. Appreciate you, man. And let's see, Luciano. Bummer. What's up, Oscar? What's up, Wonderbar? Guten Tag. All right. So let's get into some analysis here. If anybody knows about what happened to the SBF trial thing, in terms of him going to prison potentially, could be going on right now. I think it was 2 or 3 p.m. today. If anybody knows about that, let me know in the chat. Smash the like button. I always appreciate you guys. So right now, let's just do so right now we're kind of, it almost short term looks like we could come up a little bit here potentially, because you're getting another jump off of the spiral line. You wick down to 29.2, maybe a trigger wave in the 30-minute. Hourly as well, you could potentially come up and, maybe over the next few hours come up with this momentum wave a bit. Excuse me. However, money flow is kind of coming down on the 2-hour. 3-hour feels like this wants to kind of come deeper. His bail got revoked. Oh my, is he going to prison then? Is he going into actual, I think that means he's going to, why does that say it? Shouldn't it say this on Fox Business or CNBC? Isn't this big news? Oh, okay. It must have just happened. Oh, okay. Okay. It says jail over witness tampering. Just there's the revoke. Okay. Wow. Almost too good to be true. Um, oh, okay. His trial starts in 2 months, so that's not that bad for him. He's going to be on white collar prison too. Let's see, does it say what jail he's going to? Will he be in prison during? I guess he'll be in the trial. He'll probably be in and out of court during his trial. Man, it almost seems like he may go to prison for a long time. I don't know though. I feel like, with the attorneys and everything, I almost feel like, he'll be found guilty of some stuff, but other stuff not. When is time to DCA for altcoins or for big? Probably in September. I'm going to come out with a new course about that. But if you guys watch me enough, you kind of can figure out my answer. But try to look at this a little bit. Seems like she's doing a plea deal, Carolyn, so she'll probably only get a few years or something, maybe even less. But yeah, that's interesting. I almost didn't think he would. Almost too good to be true. But yeah, well, good for. Yeah, let's see. PayPal, obviously, we got that too. We all know about that. But okay. It is in New York. That's where it's going to be. Why not? Is that where it was? He was in court in. Yeah, that's today, right? Yeah. He'll probably, because it's such a high-profile person, he'll probably be, he'll probably be away from everybody else, kind of, I'm not sure how bad it'll be. I mean, it's not going to be a high-security prison. I don't think it'll be that bad. I don't know. Is Do Kwon in prison? I don't even remember. Is Do Kwon still in prison? I know he was at one point. Mashinsky is not. Mashinsky posted bail, I believe, right? Mashinsky's not in prison, as far as I know. But, yeah, I don't know. Short term here, it almost seems like he could come up a little bit more. I added to this risk-free. I'm playing with house money. I mean, if you want to see, ultimately, and if you look at this, I mean, I'm going to make close out with $200. So basically a $400 profit if this gets stopped out. So not awful. And I got other trades in there doing well too. So yeah, it almost seems like with this hourly potentially coming up in the 30, maybe coming up a little bit more here potentially for the short term. I don't know, maybe back to that area, that ping pong kind of thing potentially. So I'm potentially kind of looking at there, but yeah, and then VWAP coming down the 2-day. I mean, I think macro is more bearish overall. The 3-day is kind of like your island here, your little thing. In terms of money flow, not good, but that trigger wave is the good thing. But guys, keep in mind, I mean, this could easily, let me go to my paintbrush tool, easily just bring you, look at that momentum wave, the way this could go. I mean, easily just go right down into the end of the month, right down to 27K or something over here. So, yeah. I don't know what happened with Mashinsky. I know he's got arrested. I think he was able to post bail. I mean, you should be able. Usually, you're always able to post bail unless you're like SPF and just mentally not there, obviously, and doing stupid stuff, witness tampering. I mean, he obviously was not listening to his attorneys one bit. But he's got 2 months in prison before the trial. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah. Like in the Alan Watts, man. Yeah, I think short term you got some upward potential. It's probably going to be choppy over the weekend, That's kind of my guess here. Probably going to be kind of choppy over the weekend. I'm curious about, well, let's look at ETH too a little bit here. A lot of this kind of looks like it wants to come deeper into the red, especially that 16. That 16 and 12 and 20-hour trigger wave right there, that 20-hour little guy. 20-hour trigger wave right there. But then in low time frames, you got some bull divs and stuff. I mean, that momentum wave could bring you up a bit here. I feel like you're going to retest this, and that's going to be kind of a moment of truth and whether you could break through this or continue downward. So yeah, I mean the 1848 stop loss, I don't think it's a bad stop loss, but I mean it's a trade with locked-in profits. We are coming into the weekend, so it gets tougher, guys, to obviously kind of predict this. But yeah, and I got in a little bit we'll talk about something. I got a little goodie bag in store for you. I don't know if it's gonna, because we've been talking about what altcoins to buy when a DCA into them. May have a good thing to show you guys in terms of like which ones to potentially get into for some good ideas. So yeah, NASDAQ kind of continuing the correction downward, I think could form a head and shoulders here relatively soon. If you break down from that, from the top there, we would end up around this pocket 14, so we could have some months of pain for the NASDAQ, especially if this 2-week turns red here and continues downward. Weekly about to confirm, red Heiken Ashi candle continuing downward. My feeling is, I mean, maybe you could do something like this, double top, but my feeling is you're going to do some type of correction downward, maybe back down to 12 something in towards the end of the year. Maybe we pump, yeah. Maybe that could be part of it. I don't know, though. I don't think that really has any effect on the market. Him just going to jail temporarily until the trial. I don't know if that really matters. This confirms an hour on the NASDAQ. Confirms an hour. Litecoin, I still think you're generally going to continue downward with Litecoin. I do have a good swing short that's been in. By the way, guys, if you want more info about these trades, exclusive TA, check out the Aldo Empire VIP Discord down below with me and 2 other pro analysts, CBZ and Lanacor. We got KMAC as well in there, so a lot of really good analysis and content. Check it out if you guys are interested. So yeah, and then we could look at, let's just look at a little bit more. Well, let's do macro ETH a little bit. This confirms in 2 days, that 2-week, and then the thing too, monthly, I know it's 20 days, but monthly confirming in the red here for kind of a trend reversal downwards. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you rip the Band-Aid off quickly and come down quickly here, but this could take time to really, kind of play out with that high or low or whatever you end up doing here. Could be more exaggerated. So kind of a snooze fest. I mean, just boring that we may be into. What's up, Alan? Happy Friday. So yeah. Also, let's take a look, see at, yeah, because like I've been saying, kind of make or break. Like if you could jump off of this 1 hour, you're kind of good. I mean, it's not even a true bull div on the 16, but I mean, your momentum wave in the hourly could bring you up a little bit. I'm not too hopeful. Not too hopeful. Trigger wave on the 3-day could bring you up, but we'll see about that. I mean, you got trigger waves to the downside here. What do I think about AVAX? Yeah, that's a good one to look at. Let's see. I think it's a good project. I think long term it's got a good shot of doing well. I'd be waiting to kind of get into this, waiting a little bit longer, especially hopefully this red dot kind of plays out. You come down a little bit deeper with the I'll show you. Let me just show you what I want to happen here. If we could do something of this nature, come down a little bit deeper into maybe September, October or something, and then you get a good bull div from back there. That's what I want. And was this even a true bull div from, yeah, it was a bull div on the 2-week, but now it's kind of getting invalidated. I mean, I don't think $12 in the grand scheme of things is a bad place to get in, but, I think it could continue to bleed against Bitcoin a bit more. Same thing here. I think, yeah, AVAX versus Bitcoin. I think it could be this area where it bottomed out in July of 21, another 30% down, which absolutely would not surprise me at all here. Right now, I mean, I have a lot of Bitcoin. I have some ETH, nothing too crazy, but I have some ETH. I mean, what I'm really waiting for here to probably get into alts and to kind of take some of those risky alt plays and stuff for long term. This coming back into the red, which hopefully we'll see in September, end of this month or something on the weekly. That's what I think could kind of be what we're looking at there. And by the way, guys, if you want to trade or want a NFT for really easy, check out FAIRDESK down below. no VPN required, no KYC. They re-upped their exchange, got some cool like AI bots on there for trading too that I'm messing around with. One, it's slow gains, but one I'm ahead a bit with. The one I was messing around with, did a tutorial video on how to mint the Soul Pass the other day. So yeah, check that out. Also, FAIRDESK is very good. I'm using that right here. So yeah, that's that. I mean, ultimately kind of what I'm looking at right there. And yeah. Yeah, I ripped the Band-Aid off because we'll drop. Yeah, that's very true, Alan. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But you might not see that. I mean, it might take time. I mean, I don't know. If we could do this with Litecoin, that's December. I mean, it may be before you really see, like, some of these true buy. Like, I'm not waiting. I'm probably not going to wait until December to buy, but it may be, if history kind of repeats here from, pre-election years, like, you may be coming down for some months here, but we'll have to see. And then that's like peak apathy. That's kind of peak apathy there. I mean, that's in October, that trajectory. That'd be a quicker trajectory down into October. You hit those low 20s, and that's a good place to be buying altcoins, I think. Especially, well, let's show you guys. Let's look at, looked at Litecoin. Bitcoin dominance, how is that doing? Money flow is still good there, so I mean that was essentially the top there, and then you went up a bit more. So I still think you got a little bit more with Bitcoin dominance, like that kind of area. Here it was, see here, because you hit that traffic stop, and that was it. That was a huge place. Now I feel like you're going to hit this place for a potential top. Could go higher though. Could go higher. Yeah, low 20s. Low 20s is. Low 20s, I think, is the prime kind of spot, and maybe 1,300 for ETH. ETH could go even lower, but we'll see. So yeah, but it really, I mean, since really April, not too much. I mean, the November drop, that was SPF, or that was FTX, and then upward. We've been, let's try a little trend line here. So yeah, this guy, if we lose that area, then you're kind of, yeah, that's where you lose that bullishness. We're testing it right now, which is interesting. So yeah, the thing I wanted to show you guys is on let me just look at, is there any other that's for a lot of San Francisco stuff right there. Yeah, it's a good way to try to lose an election with that. Anyway, it's token metrics I was looking at. I got the advanced one. It's AI. Like, look, I mean, I don't know. These are the best investor picks right now. There's 400 tokens. I want to just look at market cap right. Okay, so like what am I doing here? I want to do the grade. Okay, so, okay. Here's the best kind of investor grade for, I got the wrong way. I think it's, yeah. Best investor grade. So the number one coin is Doge Elon Mars. You got to go through this and ignore the meme coins, ignore the nonsense, but there could be some potentially good picks if you do your own research combined with this for accumulation come September. VeChain, I think, could be a good option. Loop Ring could be a good option. Luna Classic, for obvious reasons, I don't think is a good option. Anchor, potentially. Caspa, maybe. Well, we got to see. eGold, maybe. Cosmos, definitely. HBAR, I think so. ZIL could be something good. 1inch, I'm a little indifferent on. Polkadot, maybe. Fetch.ai, maybe. Actually, I want to look at Fetch.ai. Aave, I think, could be a good option. Waves, potentially. Tezos, maybe. Phantom, maybe. And Harmony, probably not. Algo, definitely could be a good shot. Flow, maybe. And then, obviously, we could go to a few others. So I could give you some ideas. Here. If you already know the markets already know the fundamentals very well, maybe it can't help you with too much. But I think there's some good ideas here. think there's some good ideas. Oh man, let's look at flow. Oh man, that last jump up was like the worst. Down 98, yeah, that's the thing with some of these don't look too promising, man. Some of these don't, but yeah. Anchor, I have not. I want to look at a few of those ones on that list I haven't looked at in a long time. Anchor, so that was a typical kind of follow. This kind of followed a lot of February drop off. Yeah, it's a lot of them are the same. And that once you get that monthly bull div, I think you're pretty much golden. I mean, you may get that relatively soon. Probably the next 2-week bull div as well. Yeah, that could kind of be it for this guy if this does kind of come back. Kava's one that, yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot. I want to look at compound. Yeah, that got a nice jump late recently, but in grand scheme of things, like everything else, just so down. Yeah, 92. And now kind of trigger wave falling over, so wouldn't touch it at the moment, but maybe in a month or so. Compound I'm not really the biggest fan of, but V-Chain could be. V-Chain I like a little bit more. V-Chain could be a good kind of option here. Yeah, I mean, just wait till kind of that plays out. You get the next bull div on the 2-week, then you're kind of golden. Yeah. If we could get down to a cent, maybe a little bit lower, could be where you're looking. Man, these altcoins, some of these, yeah, I mean, that's why I think Bitcoin dominance has to go up a little, at least a little bit more, you know what I mean? How low could HBAR fall? I don't know. Anything could happen. HBAR is high in that list, so it could be a good option, man. I don't know. Chainlink is just, yeah, just nothing, man. Money flow good, but you may get a trigger wave to the downside there. 20-hour trigger wave. I mean, I think common sense would tell you it's probably just going to do what it's always done here. Ping pong, just up, down, up, down. You're probably going to come back down to 5 something. This is really just freaking done nothing, my God. That's just like, this is the most dead thing I've seen in a while. Near is not high on that AI list, but it could be a potential. Yeah, like everything else, I mean, you don't have money flow coming up on this two week right there. Could go a bit lower. Probably the next bull div or something. Quarium, I've never even heard of that. I'm gonna look at this list a little bit more here. I'm gonna look at loop ring. Is this getting like delisted from now? It's on Coinbase. 94. I mean, you do have kind of the bull div there. I mean, that kind of looks good for the short term. You may just have some relief. Like everything else, though, I want to wait for that kind of 2 week, you know. And if you lose that area, you're coming down even farther. This could be a good contender in the next bull run. I do think this could be a pretty good contender in the next bull run. I don't know the market cap on this. Let's see. Oh, small. Yeah, 276 million. That could pump the next bull run potentially. E-gold, I wanted to, or I already looked at E-gold, I think, but Cortezi. Somebody told. It's probably one of the ones I've never looked at. Cortezi. What's the market cap on this? Holy, wait a second. 100 million. Trigger wave on the 2 week. Could be some upward momentum here. This looks better than a lot of other things. This is interesting. That monthly bull div is probably what we're looking for. It's funny, I heard the name Cortezi, but I never knew what to like. Meteor shower, interesting. Interesting. Render. I think it will probably come down a bit with everything, probably at least to low ones, if not a bit lower. Up that high. I mean, that was the big place that you latched onto, and then here, this wick up could be a big place, 113. I think you're going to mess around with at least 130 in the coming months. Chia. Ocean's another. I mean, I think short term it'll probably kind of go down a bit more to like these areas, 18, but Ocean and Fetch may have some potential. Do we look at Fetch? Yeah, same kind of thing here. I mean, that's probably the same thing too is the next 2 week to go into the green, confirm into the green is what we kind of want here. We could go repeat that and go down to frickin' 10 cents again, so be careful. On the bright side, I don't think many of these things that will survive will go down any more than 50% from where they are right now, so it's kind of a good thing. I want to look at Tezos. This is not Coinbase. Yeah, it looks like you come down a bit more here, but what did I just do? Jeez. Yeah. Let's see. Nakamoto Games, I've never heard of that. Is it possible 52% was the top for Bitcoin dominance? Yeah, anything's possible. Anything could happen, sure. I don't think it is though, but anything's possible. Yeah, I just hit that big. When did this come out? November, yeah. Came all the way down, hit that big point. I would think some decline off of there. This is probably a big run up though. Let's see. Yeah. Such a small market cap, yeah. Reverse head and shoulders there, come all the way back up. I don't know much about this, but if I had to guess short term, you'll probably start to correct a bit more. ARB. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. There's not that much data on this. If you look at like the 2 week here, probably the next green, Heiken Ashi. Same thing for the weekly, maybe a good option to give it a shot. That could be in some months, a couple months here. So yeah, let's see. Mask was one that pumped a lot. Maybe you get a trigger wave pretty soon there. I think a lot of these too, like just the next green kind of hike and ashy on the 2 week will probably give you what you need or something. I don't know much about MEXC, but I mean, I know it's a volatile one. Down 50. Could come down another 50 easily. That'd be a big place, $1.73 or something. Volt Inu. Jesus. Some interesting names here. Helium. Trying to look at actual things I've heard of here. Voyager how did that end up? Like, did that go to zero because of the bankruptcy, or down at, yeah, it's probably not gonna, yeah, it's just gonna dive in the depths of nothingness, depths of oblivion. RLB, let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of people have been talking about this. There's a lot of ones that, yeah, new ones always kind of come out. You may have a little bit more here. The 4-hour money flow is coming out a bit. We'll see what happens with this. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. A little tough to say. But it was a good call, AZTV. Good call, good call. I almost feel like the green dot in the weekly here for MEXC token is kind of a fluke, but could come up a bit more. Dish Network, like the stock. Oh my god. I mean, that is a pretty big point, like there. I don't know much about Dish Network, but could be a good shot if you're betting it's not going bankrupt. I remember those, they used to be big, or yeah, it used to be big back, well, trying to remember when this was big, probably like 10 years ago. I don't know. Seems like it's kind of died out with all the internet stuff, yeah. Lido. What's up, Dread Mining? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, it's kind of tough to. These are kind of like an island. They're kind of in their own. Some of these, I mean, I would guess you'd follow the rest of the market, come a bit lower, you know, in the coming weeks, months. But it's hard to say. OP. Yeah, I mean, you're hitting that big point, rejecting from it. This doesn't look good in the high time frames, but obviously anything could happen. So yeah. You used to have Dish Network. That's funny. How is PayPal, like, I'm just curious with the stablecoin thing and all. It seems like the news is just doing nothing. Jeez, this is just melting into oblivion here. I mean, $70 billion market cap for PayPal for a profitable company like this. I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, I feel like it's a good buy, but I don't know. I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, their next big place is probably that. Yeah, that's where you jump there. I mean, I kind of don't see it going to 42, you know? I kind of not seeing that. 35. It could go that low, though. It's only 35, yeah. Monthly looks kind of good, though, with the bull div, but yeah. ETH Bitcoin starting to bleed some more. This is a freaking. Yeah, some of this is just like boring, you know what I mean? Like some of this is just, let's draw a little trend line here. Like, oh God, like if this goes into freaking at this rate into like May of 2024, geez. Hopefully we'll get quicker, you know what I mean? Hopefully something will happen. What are, like, how's Uber? That's done better recently. I feel like this kind of looks like the double tops with the NASDAQ kind of. Don't know, though. What's the 90 billion? Just like there, maybe come down a bit more. Hard to say. How about Lyft? That's shown a lot more weakness, yeah. I feel like this could be more bang for your buck. What's the market cap? 4 billion. I feel like that might be a good gamble. But the thing is, a lot of it's going to be adapting to like the Waymo stuff, self-driving cars. Will they be able to do it? I mean, I don't know, maybe. Gold, silver, following traditional markets at the moment. Yeah, most likely. I do think Caspa is gonna come down a bit more. I mean, a lot of people were talking about this, which made it pump up. I'm not saying it can't go higher, but I am saying this looks pretty doggone bearish on the 3-day. Like, I think you've seen the majority of this move so far, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, that's 50% right there to like 2 cents. So, good marketing, low priced, I think Caspa wasn't too far down in this list. Crow is on here. Solana is lower. Interesting. How do I... I wish there's a way to remove meme coins. Can I remove meme coins? Trader grades. Investor grades. Token info. Don't know. Yeah, plenty. It's just that apathetic phase. I mean, we know that. I mean, if we look at history, we know that, it could be something like, I mean, here's one top. It could be even a more elongated version of that, potentially. So it could take time, man. It could take some time. I mean, by take some time, I mean, I think we're going to have an outcome by December, but probably even sooner, but yeah. I mean, I think if you see more, so even traditional markets are boring too. Like if you look at the VIX here, just look at the VIX. That jump up, so you may get more volatility. You may get more volatility soon with traditional markets, which would hopefully add volatility to crypto. When will the market bore people to death? I think it already has kind of done that. Yeah, short term though, I do think, yeah, that could come upward a bit here, and then, yeah, you could be back at 29.4 potentially. Something, yeah. There's momentum waves like there. Could be something like that where you come up a bit, maybe test this point, 29.4. How could you trade that? Or could you? Yeah, nothing looks half bad. Yeah, nothing looks too bad. Everybody's been pretty bullish on this lately. A lot of people have. Yeah, it looks like he probably got a little bit, at least a little bit more gas in the tank. Let's see something here. Oh man, oh man. Maybe up to that point. I'm trying to like think what we could, yeah. You could potentially come up. Let's see, what percentage would that be? Another 20%? Maybe even more. I mean, yeah. Let's just, I mean, if we were to, let me move this. Hold on. Let's see here. Something like, I'd probably do it from the, maybe from, yeah, something of that nature. I feel like here, it's going to be one of these probably. Then I'll probably just roll over. Trigger wave on Doge potentially pretty soon. I wanted to look at like so 2 week confirms red dot pretty soon on Bitcoin. 3 week, it could take a couple more weeks or a month or something to kind of get to there. It is what it is. I want to look at, it's like a traditional markets a little bit. Flat. Yeah, flat today. Down more for Apple. Down a bit more for Apple, which kind of is expected a little bit. 2.78 market cap. Down a bit more. Okay, for the first time in 2023, NASDAQ falls 2 weeks straight. So I think we're going to be seeing more of that. Down 76 points. So yeah, Dow was up though. Which I think Dow will start to really outperform NASDAQ and S&P 500 kind of going forward. Potentially for next year or so, could be longer. If we look at, I'm curious about like Google's, what's the market cap of Google? 1. Yeah, I'm looking at giant market caps here. Yeah, I mean, I think that weekly bear div may kind of end the fun here. This one could come up a little bit more though. Other ones that looked more toppy were obviously Microsoft. That's starting to see, yeah, it's starting to see a bit more of a drop there. And then yeah, that monthly, yeah. Let's just look historically on the monthly. Every time it's going to log here. Log and then auto. Monthly, so it indicates recessions a lot of times, other than obviously, confirming red. Usually it's a buy signal, but other than .com bubble in 08, and then all the way up here, and then this guy that was that recession. And then you had a green one confirmed there, came down farther, green one then. But I feel like this could be, especially with that momentum wave, could be where we're kind of looking for. And then this was a decent, when that confirmed, that was a decent trajectory on the upward side. 289, where you would have got in there, a little jump up, but yeah. Is interesting. Yeah, plenty. It's possible. It is possible. Yeah. SPF is getting sent to jail. Yeah, 100%. That's the other one too. NVIDIA I want to look at. I want to look at NVIDIA here. That 2 week gonna confirm pretty quickly. Red Heiken-Ashi. That was that trajectory downward 18, and then 08. What was 08 for? It was probably 80% down or something. Yeah, it's a volatile one, but now it's freaking over $1 trillion market cap. I think this could be it for a while. NVIDIA really is Donkey Punch. It really is forming that giant freaking double top pattern. Did we look at the SPX? Yeah. Thing there, that green Heiken-Ashi, and then that it's like that green dot here historically combined with a green Heiken-Ashi. Although except for freaking 2001, it does usually kind of give you a trajectory, and then that came down. This almost is like maybe a more elongated version of 2001. I mean, I'm trying to think if you were to, pre-COVID, pre-pandemic or something, that'd be going a lot down into 2024. I don't know. With all the money printed, I'm kind of guessing you just come down to these lows again, high threes, low fours or something. I don't know, though. I mean, money flow terrible. I know Garrett Solway is talking about kind of scene of the crime right here, coming back down to that area, but that's like, that's like depression numbers, man. 65 from where we are. That's like bad recession, if not depression kind of numbers. That's a full out reset. I mean, let's just see something here. Yeah, it's not really. And if you went from there, it's kind of, there's a bounce off of that kind of area. 410 is going to be interesting. Thing too is these weekly, it's going to take time for these to, at the earliest, probably September, October, like another month or two for these to go gray again. But that'd be the thing to really keep an eye on here. Other than recessions, every time they go gray, it's a good buying opportunity there. And then, 2011, yeah, that was a big drop down in August, yeah. And then you were just kind of, smooth sailing for a while. That was towards, you came lower, but that was kind of toward the bottom. And what are you down from? You're down a couple percent from all-time highs, yeah. Interesting. Curious about, how's this looking regular? A lot of the same, kind of. Down 6% from all-time highs, yeah. Minor Mara going into I don't know about that, yeah. Why would it end now? Higher interest rates, potentially going into recession, unemployment rising. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. But although these reasons have been relevant for a while and they haven't played out exactly, so there's that. But yeah, I think there's a good amount of reasons to go into a recession. Thing too is we got the gig economy. It keeps a lot of Uber and all that. Once that gets automated away more with Waymo and stuff, self-driving cars, that's where you kind of get hairy a bit. My guess is these blood diamonds, like in the 6 hour, will start to play out here. Reasons to turn on the money printer as well. Yeah, well, it becomes, you have the they're going to let, kind of the thing is like, what do you let happen? Do you let inflation go crazy? What do you let happen? What do you choose? I don't know. House foreclosures, I was actually reading something, I could be wrong about this, that they're actually, mortgage delinquencies are actually at like all-time lows. Like they're at lows. The thing too with, correct me if I'm wrong here, it seems like housing corrections always kind of skip a beat with recessions. Like 2001, housing, I could be wrong in this, but I believe housing went up, or at least stayed stable in 2001, or I'm like 99% sure it went up or stayed stable, while the stock market went down in 2001. Previous recession, 1992, housing went down with the stock market. But 08, so it kind of skipped. So it went down in 92 with the stock market. It stayed resilient in 2001. 2008, it obviously crashed with the stock market. And this time, this recession will probably stay resilient. It seems like it will probably stay resilient, mainly because commodities will likely stay resilient, inflation, all that. I think if it does go down, it won't be that bad. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I have no idea. Like, I really have no idea, but that's my 2 cents on it. Everyone eventually no fun being less bad. I wish. Does anyone know? I mean, there's KB Home. Gareth Soloway was kind of, I believe, predicting somewhat of a pullback for housing market. This is building. I think this could potentially even go higher. It does look very overheated on some of these time frames, but I don't know. We'll see. So yeah. I mean, you could go on these. These are kind of, I wish we had more data here. This isn't really, you know what I mean? And that was a big drop down. Here it's, probably a lot of people would think it would play out the same way, which it might. Again, this isn't really completely indicative of housing values. Top was, December. This is more indicative of how the stock market works, but I wish there was, Miami home, this is, if this goes back far enough, that's a problem. None of these go back far enough. Housing futures. That's the one I was just, MIA one. Let's look at, if we look at like India, oh my God, they have a lot here. Housing sector, could that tell us something? Down 90, oof. And then just straight up, my God. 700. Let's look at Miami housing futures. So, I don't know how indicative of this is. Did it go down 50% actually, though? I mean, from 2020 up to, that's about what it is. Yeah, that's about right. 70% upward. Doing TA on this is a little weird, I would say. I mean, it would make sense to come down based on that 2-week, based on that weekly, based on a lot of things here. Because nothing, I mean, if you look at, since this area just straight up, but there's not enough data. Let's see. I have a friend who is into financing cars business, and they basically give anyone a car loan. Well, that wouldn't affect housing. That's different. That's car loans. I mean, car loan, I think. I mean, any normal priced car, unless you're trying to like get a Ferrari or a Lambo, I think they'll give, pretty much anyone. You probably need like a 600 credit score, if that, maybe a 500, because they'll just repossess the car. I mean, that's kind of how it works, and it's like, I mean, it's not that hard to get a 50K loan or 40K loan. That's always how it's been with car loans, I think, though, right? Nothing's coming in, Yeah, it's true, Donkey Punch, What is this? It's a crypto. I don't know. I'd wait for a weekly bull dip potentially. This is hard to say. Kind of hard to say here. I don't like the trigger waves. Short term looks kind of bearish. I wanted to look at about like housing futures. How about Vegas? Yeah, they all. Ooh, that's interesting. That had more of a. Yeah, so you can kind of get an idea here of like, ooh, that could be a good freaking. Because that indication there, and then look at the monthly on the, ooh, little trigger wave right there. Yeah, you could go more. You could absolutely go more here. Vegas. Yeah, I mean, Miami didn't really. Let's see, housing futures. I just want to look at like some other common cities. New York commuter. Or is this for the whole country? I think this is, right? I think this is, yeah, this is interesting. It's double bottom there. Let's look at the 2 week. Up there. I mean, most of these trigger waves worked pretty well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of that pattern. I mean, unless this is double. The thing here is like this was the biggest drop for the housing. You know, this was the biggest drop for the housing market in a long time. So there's more volatility, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you, man. It's tough to say with this. And that weekly does not look good, but I mean, did it look good here? No. And then, yeah. Macro fear of 24 and Bitcoin down only after it happening. Oh man, yeah, it would be a total. That would break the 4-year cycle. AZTV, yeah, it would be a. I kind of don't think that would happen. Kind of what somebody was saying about printing money, though, that possibility, and Bitcoin being more, you know, resilient and international, kind of. But I don't. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I have no idea. I'll look at a few of the. How about LA? Yeah, a lot of it, yeah, that was like a big freaking scary, yeah. 22 was because what type of, I mean, that's a 60, yeah, I mean, this was it 50% everywhere for, yeah, probably 40 for, that's about right, yeah. I think most likely after the halving, you'll see some type of correction, but I think you'll have strength after that. I think you'll at least get pretty close to all-time highs. I mean, what sets the precedent of maybe not getting new all-time highs is the fact that we went below 20K. But then again, I mean, I don't know. This is, I wonder, even this one's resilient, and I mean, that was, yeah, this, yeah. 22, I mean, maybe we're in an area where it'll start to follow this S&P 500 more. I don't know. It's tough to say, man. I mean, a trigger wave there. Look at the Miami one again. Oh my God, that's an insane one. Jeez. I mean, what does a 2 week normally give you here? 2 week red dot. What does that normally? I mean, a lot of these give you nothing. Yeah. I mean, recently they've been giving you something, but yeah. I mean, Miami for obvious reasons, but yeah. Housing markets are last to go. Stocks have been doing great if you're in the big boys. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Planty? I mean, the real question here is, what's up, G Life? Yeah, by the way, if you guys want to check out some of the trades, check out the Aldo Empire VIP Discord down below. Me and we got 3 other analysts too, so a really great community where it's going to be popping once we get into the bull run. We're going to get more people and we're going to be raising the price, so get in now. Trying to think what. Let's look at all of this. Let's get a few. Housing. Curious about like Denver. I don't know, just like that's a hot market. Well, actually, no, it's following the rest of. I mean, kind of TA would tell you like since it's following the S&P 500 so much. If the S&P 500 comes down, it would tell you that this is going to come down a bit more, maybe a head and shoulders. But obviously, I mean, I don't know if it's the best idea to go by that. I mean, I don't know. Okay, well, think about yeah. It's tough to say. It really is tough to say. I mean, cattle, that monthly bear div, but oil has been, let's look at oil too. Oil's been showing some strength, obviously. Yeah, it's still pumping. I mean, and then the CPI report today wasn't too good. I think because of this, you're going to knock down, traditional markets, you know. And now we're obviously really choppy sideways for Ethereum. Let's see here. All right, let's go on, yeah. Jumping up a little bit. Hourly, yeah. See the momentum wave try to play out there. Might come back up to this. That moment, you're probably going to hit it now. You're getting close. That area is going to be interesting. See what happens there. Yeah. BTC 5. What is BTC 500? Is that a real thing? No. How's Charlie doing? Try to look at this one. I don't even know which. Probably A is the better one. It's obviously the same thing, but. Oh, man. Yeah, because he's in the Dow more. But I mean, Apple's a big portion of that, so. Apple's a big portion. He'll probably stay resilient, I would guess. I mean, what return would you have had in this since like 2010, let's say? 300%, I mean, not too much. There's no dividend, remember guys, there's no dividend on this. DXY. Let's see here. DXY. Pulled it. Yeah, I think you got some upward momentum still. I think that the other thing too I wanted to show you guys for traditional markets, what for the SPY too, if you look at like the 6 hour, that's a money flow crossover into the red. I mean, that could eventually form a head and shoulders and bring you down farther here. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. That for the S&P 500. So, yeah. And by the way, guys, if you're an experienced trader, if you want to trade, if you want to mint an NFT, check out FAIRDESK, first link down below. Also, FAIRDESK is really good. I'm using this trade in FAIRDESK right here. If you want to exchange that's not up your behind about the VPN and the KYC, check out FAIRDESK and FAIRDESK. Both are really good down below. MEXC is pretty good as well. Lower limit fees. No limit fees is my link down below. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got right now, guys. I mean, it's your typical little, like, Friday kind of bit of an apathetic market a bit. You know, that's that. So, yeah. Kind of going down. Gasoline has been going up. Groceries aren't any cheaper. Maybe inflation goes back. That's what I think, AZTV. It's probably more stagflation, bro. That's what I'm kind of thinking, man. If you are, that's what I'm kind of thinking, guys. I mean, it's more. That's what I think. Gasoline. I mean, it's probably going to be more of that stagflation type crap as we come down a bit. And the Fed's probably gonna. I mean, they may raise 20. Let's look at the CME watch tool thing. Or let's. Okay, yeah, he's going to jail. We know that. This is kind of just people talking about the paralysis of the market. Let me ask you guys. I should run a poll. Should I buy? Can I run a poll here? No, I don't think I can. Oh wait, maybe I. No, I can't run a poll. Bummer. Be nice if I could run a poll. But it's like, should I buy a condo in Miami now, or should I continue to rent? I don't know what to do, but yeah. What are they saying about this? Wait, didn't Elon is doing some crap with this tiny home? What's the deal with these things? I think you're right, Planny. Those CPI numbers are kind of, yeah. 400 square feet? I mean, that's tiny. I lived in a 650 square foot in LA. It was not large. 400 square foot is the room, is probably the size of this room, this bedroom I'm in right now. 400 square feet. Jeez. Let me like try to, what are these even?
With American Tiny.
Bantam Built has been building tiny homes for 5 years. Popular and joining us now.
5 years of designing small space to create some other, just even though it has a full bathroom and shower backyard.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe
this is terrible.
Wow, Bob. Bob, tiny homes are.
Oh my
Yes,
god, it's the
like
tiniest. How are you gonna live in there? Yeah, the tiny home thing is it's how you gonna what do you can't fit anything in. I mean, I guess if you want to sleep on the floor on a twin bed or something, you would never be able to have a studio like where we. That's I mean it's probably even smaller in a hotel room. I mean I'm trying to think you can't really. I mean it'd be tough to cook to do. Yeah, it is a scam. I feel like wow. I mean, it's not a scam, but it's, you know, I mean, they're making it, you know. Cape Cod Dune Shacks for lease. They're built. The thing too with Miami is they're building a lot of new places, which kind of may.
You know, the Miami world's
may bring things down come. I mean, I think the common sense thing here to do would probably be wait till they start to cut interest rates in 2025, but I have no idea. Oh yeah, the Paramount. I've been in, yeah, that's where I've been in this building. That says, yeah, that's near the, yeah, that's more close to the, yeah. Is that the tallest? I think that might be the tallest building in Miami. What kind of thing? More? Oh, that's from June, so I guess they're easing now mortgage rates. Well, there's one thing I was gonna try to look at here. I forget what it was. Get a kind of a fascinating. Oh yeah, they're terrible. Yeah, it's just some. It's Xfinity's fault, and it's like this apartment you can only use Xfinity. So, yeah, I mean it's not bad. Like I'd say 95% of the time it's fine, but yeah. 32-foot fifth wheel trailer for him. Oh god. Yeah, I guess you could get away with it all. How many millionaires actually live in a tiny home? None. Zero. Less than zero. They probably own them and rent them out. Yeah, 400 square feet. You gotta be nuts. I mean, even if you have like, I mean, think about it this way. Even like an 1,100 square foot 2-bedroom isn't that large. I mean, that's like, I mean, that's pretty like minimum needs. Like 1,100 square foot, you have a decent bedroom. You know, you have a little living room area. You have a mat, yoga mat. You can put a TV in there. You have a kitchen, and then you have the second bedroom for this. You know, for somebody who works from home, 1,100 square foot is a nice, is probably what you need ideally. What was I going to say here? Are they actually going to do this? I'll believe it when I see it.
Lou Bassonis with us this morning. They've been talking about.
They're doing this at the Coliseum. Jesus. The thing too is that, like, if Elon gets like, aren't they? Is this like actual boxing? They're gonna try and knock each other out. Like, oh my god, you couldn't pay me enough money to do that. What was I gonna check here? There was something I was gonna try to check. Markets are closed now. Let's see here. Yeah, not much else going on. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far, smash the like button. I really appreciate you guys. Check out the links down below for FAIRDESK and FAIRDESK if you guys are experienced traders. Really good deals going on there right now. With FAIRDESK, you can mint the Soul Pass. Check out my link down below. And check out the Aldo Empire VIP Discord down below as well. Going to be raising prices again soon. We're going to be doing a giveaway. We're figuring that out. We're going to be doing that pretty soon too. Anyway, guys,